I'm tired as hell, but you know what? Let me just turn the camera on real quick. Got back from the interview. Don't ask me how it went. I hate when you guys ask me that. Obviously, I didn't bottle it, but I did so much talking. I'm like exhausted. I did so much prep work, and it all went to waste for nothing. Oh my god. Oh, where do I even start? Them sent me a confirmation email Friday night. I didn't see it till yesterday. What's today? Now? Today's Monday. Yeah, I had my violin lesson yesterday. Got home, saw the email, and I was like, fuck. So I stayed up late last night prepping. Got up early this morning. Again, I don't drive, so I have to, I don't have no money to take the bus, so I have to walk back and forth for an hour. So I got my steps in. Obviously I had my playlist in, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to like relax. So I have headphones in, walk all the way down to the employment office with all my paperwork. Check in with Riley. You guys don't know who she is yet either because I haven't talked about that in the story yet. Anyways, I reach up with Riley just so I can get rid of my nerves. Like, I've never been nervous, but I'm like in a room full of white people, so now I'm kind of nervous because every other room there was never a white person in the room. Now it's just, there's no colored people, so it's I don't know how to explain it. So I'm like talking to Riley just to relax, right? Because the music's not helping, right? Because like it's different. I don't know how to explain. So then I go in for the interview now. I'm expecting, because they said it's a panel, I'm expecting there to be at least 3 people, right? Lucky for me, there's only 2. But the manager, boss lady, oh my god. She gave me traumatic flashbacks to like uni when I had to do presentations in front of my prof, right? And I'm like, oh my, because I can't tell from looking at her what her reaction is to my responses, and I'm trying so hard in my head because I'm lacking sleep not to stumble over my words, right? And the question, she's like, oh, I've got 7 questions to ask you, right? So when I go into this room, right, I don't know why they always set up these conference rooms in a fucking square formation, right? So this isn't my first time like this, but anyways, I go into the room now. She's sitting on this side of the square, other lady sitting on this side of the square, and I come in, I'm sitting here, right? So, she said, I have 7 questions for you. And I was like, okay, but she's not the only one asking me. I thought she would be asking me, and then the other one would be taking notes, right? Or whatever the hell, I don't know what they do. But they're going back and forth, and the questions aren't simplistic. They're like loaded as hell. So 7 questions turn into 20 questions, and I was like, what in the fuck? I didn't want to annoy her too much because I'm like, I need you to repeat the question over and over because it's not like a singular question. It's like a one question, but like 3-parter, right? And I can't like, I felt like a fucking politician. Oh my god. Anyways, so Maddie told me before I go in there, she said, make sure you're looking whoever you're supposed to be speaking to in the eye. And I couldn't focus because I was so focused on her nails. At least my face was in the right direction. You know, like, I hate when I gotta go in for these things because, you know, I don't kiss ass, right? Like, it's gonna be whatever I straight up say, right? And I'm trying really hard not to say what's on my mind. Like, I want to talk about her nails and how I really need the money, but you know, you gotta like bullshit everything else. I'm like, fuck. So in my head, I'm expecting them to ask me, you know that stupid question, tell me about yourself, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Why the hell do you want to work here? You know, those things, but you can't answer them fucking honestly. So I'm expecting those. But she's giving giving me more loaded ass questions, and I was like, what in the fuck? Whatever, I answered it as well as I could. It would have been nice, because I hated from the email they sent me, there's a technical portion, right, to prep for. So I prepped for that. But it would have been nice if they had given me the interview questions ahead of time so I could prep for that too, because they weren't simplistic. If they were like, yo, like, tell me why you want to work here and stuff like that, that what I wouldn't have to worry about. But the fact was, the questions were so complicated that I had to try and weave those answers into there. And I'm telling Maddie this and she's laughing. Oh my god. So they're going back and forth taking notes. I'm trying my best to answer these questions because they're theoretical and they're hard to answer if it's not applicable. You know, it's hard to explain. I guess the easiest way to explain is like if you're working retail, right? They're asking me questions where I have to figure out what the hypotheticals would be and then answer said question. You know what I mean? It's so annoying. It's not like I have a client coming in to talk to me so then I can figure out where to go from there. You know what I mean? Like everything's so fucking up in the air. I was like, I need a solid situation to walk you through. Like, geez. So I do my best going back and forth. Then after the talking portions, because it's an hour long, right? It's half an hour to go back and forth between them. So it's basically like 15 minutes between them, or I guess 10 minutes between them and then 5 minutes for me, or 10 minutes for, or whatever. Someone break down the math, right? So 30 minutes there, right? Conversing with me and them. And then the other half is the technical part. So they have me go into the lab now. So like what Maddie actually does. So I have to now show off using the mock stuff they gave me on how well I can do her job now, right? They're like, Lisa, you know how to use a computer? I'm like, that's such an insult to fucking tell me. I'm like, oh my god, I am technical support, like full on through, right? Because I know how to use phones, iPads that they're making fun of me for now, computers, all that shit. Like I know because I've been using that since I was like fucking 7, right? But it's hard to explain that in fucking paperwork. Oh. Okay, so the computer's prepped for me, and all I have to do is do all the technical stuff. Formatting takes so fucking long, and I'm like, half an hour is not enough fucking time to do this, right? And like, realistically, this would be done within a couple of days, and you're asking me to finish this in a couple of minutes. Like, what in the fuck is this? Also, they told me to work based off memory. Normally, you would have stuff you would go back and refer to. I was like, I can't perform fucking miracles. So I did the best I could without there being a real client there and without having anything to reference to. I was like, what the heck? That went by really quickly, right? And then after all that was done and I came out, I saw Maddie because it was 11 and that's when Maddie's shift starts, and she saw me and she's like, tell me everything. And she's like, oh god, Lisa, you're being too noisy. We gotta go in Riley's office. So then all 3 of us go in there and now I'm telling them what's happening. So I have to fill Riley in on what happened with Maddie, and I'm filling Maddie in on what happened with Riley, and then I'm filling both of them on what happened with just it was too much in the morning for that amount of tea, okay? Oh my god. So I tell Maddie while we're in there, I'm like, I got here early. I was talking with Riley. I finally told Riley about the violence, so only them 2 just know. Then they were asking me everything. So then it went back to Riley, and I'm like, Riley, I got this email. I prepped for it as good as I could. Came in early. Then I'm telling both of them about what happened in the interview, what happened with the technical portion. And both of them, Maddie's like, you did me so proud. She's like, if I don't end up training you, I'm gonna be really mad. Oh my gosh. Riley's like, you did your best. That's all that matters. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I need the money. Like, realistically, if someone's like, why the hell do you want to work here? I'd be like, I need the money and I like it here. Like, there's no other reason. This is what's so annoying. I'm trying so hard not to say what's on top of my head. I'm like, it's good pay. It's good people. Right? I'm trying really hard. Then on top of that too, because when I was in the interview room, going back and forth with them, because I told you I can't look anyone in the eye because when they're looking directly at me, I can feel their energy coming toward me too, right? And I'm like, I can't focus on what I need to do if I feel this energy attacking me, you know what I mean? I really need a fucking pillar crystal, my god. So then after all of that was done, Maddie's like, okay, I gotta go work. And I was like, okay. And then Riley's like, Lisa, what's next? And I'm like, I'm gonna go eat, then I'm gonna head home. And then I didn't tell her the next part, I'm gonna collapse because she told both of them, were like, Lisa, you gotta, because I was telling them about my lesson yesterday, and they're like, you gotta perform for us. And I was like, that's not happening. I'm like, fucking, oh my god, I can't with them. Oh, anyways, I'm hungry as hell because I haven't eaten yet for the day. And I passed by the fabric store and I picked up the threads. I wanted to show you guys. So right now, waiting on the results of that whole mess, right? When I got home, I emailed them. That's why, and I had to wait for my phone to charge, right? So I emailed the panel that just happened just now, right? The boss lady, other lady, I don't know if she's the supervisor or what, I didn't ask. Oh, Maddie, really? She started laughing at me because I told her, I'm like, I've seen this lady walk back and forth, but like, she's bright red, and I had to ask her, I'm like, are you okay? Right? Because I'm like, do you need water or something? Because I'm like, when someone turns a different color, I'm like, are they gonna pass out? And I was telling Maddie, I'm like, is she more nervous than me? And Maddie started laughing. She's like, what the hell? And I'm like, she said that's just her face. And I'm like, she's like, her face was, imagine pale white ghost skin and her face is blood red. I was like, this isn't helping the situation. She couldn't stop laughing, and I was like, great. And it's that type of position where it's like, the same old story of overworked, underpaid type shit. And I was like, oh god. Anyway, so I got home, emailed the three of them on the panel, and then I emailed Riley and Maddie separately, right? So now it's over and done with. I did the best I could, right? Right now I could read and see what happens from here, but I don't want to. Plus I'm hungry and like I don't have the energy to. Oh, this is my outfit. My work clothes. Tomorrow's okay, so my friend got back from Japan and her birthday's tomorrow. She came to see me because I told her, I'm like, I have this interview. I need my clothes because I gave them, so it's a running joke. You know how you're like, when are you gonna get this done by? We always say like by Christmas or like by New Year's, right? Because I know for her it's gonna take a while because she's a busy person. So I gave her my last year when I got here. So it had to be like August, September. I gave her these clothes, right? Because I was going, right? She was on my ass the whole time to go for job interviews and stuff. And I told her when I got this, I was like, I can't sew. I don't know how much them are gonna charge me to just sew up the front bit here because it was a low cut V, right? So I know she can sew. So I gave her this and a few other things to take in for me because it doesn't fit, right? And I don't want to be, in a safety situation because I'm not gonna be paying attention to what's going on, right? So she came, I think yesterday, dropped off the clothes. I didn't think she would do it, but she sewed it and it's perfect and I feel so good. She did me a solid. Like, every time I ask her for simple stuff, she won't do it. But then stuff like this, I'm like, where it's like life or death type situation, she always pulls through. And I was like, thank God. Oh my God. And then I just realized tomorrow's her birthday. So I'm like, now I'm like, oh fuck, I totally forgot about that, and I need to figure out what to do now. I have to wish her obviously, but like I'm tired, so I don't know if I'm gonna wake up at midnight. Cause normally like with close people, I always stay up till midnight and message them right then, right? I want to be the first person, right? So, yeah, she dropped my clothes off. I think yesterday. I can't remember. Okay, everything's a fucking blur. She dropped my clothes off. I had my lesson, prepped for the interview today, grabbed all the other stuff I need to eat. I didn't learn my lesson. We're gonna burn the rest of the candles. I sent all those emails. Rise's comeback came out today. We gotta watch that. The computer's charging behind my ass. I don't think anyone's home. And I'm going to get food tomorrow. Because there's nothing in the house. I'm on like my second to last block of cheese. They always make fun of me for eating it like this. But I'm like, the cheese, grab like the cheese. I've been eating it straight like this. I don't know if that's gross for you guys, but for me, like without this is like survival skill 101. So I don't know if this is gross. Anyways, here's the embroidery floss. That's what they call this special thread. I wanted to get two-tone colors. Sorry, I'm gonna talk and eat with my mouth full. Sorry. So you know how Blue House has range, right? I wanted to do 2 different tones to patch up that shit on my jacket, right? But I couldn't find one like they're too far off. So I'm like, you know what, just do it all the same thing. But I'm nervous to do it on my own. I might message her and ask her, but that's gonna be like a whole nother year until I get that thing patched up. So here's the thread. Don't know what I'm gonna get to this because I have other shit to go and do. Also picked up a magnet, you know, for the collection because Lisa likes cute things. It was on sale too. They don't use Singer machines anymore. Or like there's like a different like off-brand. I can't remember. I think Singer's German? Scottish? I can't fucking remember. I know those are really far off. But the machines they have in the store now are Swedish. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. So that's sewing stuff. I think sewing shit's all the way. It's just I gotta deal with my jacket now. That's like the only thing I have left of home. Right? I don't think anything else I have any like attachment to any type of relative or anything. Okay, sewing, cheese, interview. Let's do the candles now. I just gotta burn white and blue. Then I'm gonna recycle this box. Like what the hell? Oh yeah, sorry. So she finished taking this in for me. So it was a deep V, but I feel like if it was the deep V, it would like because I'm not busty, it would have fit for her. But for me, I'm like I need it taken in. But then it's annoying to put on, right? Because my hips are wider than my chest. I was like, fuck. So I'm trying really hard when I'm putting this on not to snap out the sewing bit she did there. And then on top of that, I gotta shower, right? Because you can tell when my hair's fucking greasy as hell. Okay, white. Am I out of lighter fluid? What the fuck? it's halfway. There's a good amount in here. What the hell? White candles are usually anything, right? I like to burn blue candles for several reasons, but mainly because I don't want to trip over my words when I'm talking. Jeez, I need my brain to be clear. Green is obviously career and money and stuff, right? But I don't burn it for that reason. I burn it more for health. And then pink is usually a relationship, but you're supposed to burn red. And then I don't have any orange on me. Cheese. So that's how my day went. Last couple of days. I'm gonna go get food tomorrow, so I gotta go walk. Cause I can't order it online. And they work really weird fucking hours. I can't remember off the top of my head because everything's either on my phone or on my laptop. And right now, this is in my lap, so we're gonna burn this first. I watched Christine's live, and then I saw the new Fears to Fathom came out, and everyone's playing it, and I can't get past the part where they're trying to get the couch through the door. My friend told me to cover up too because it's like this, right? And I'm like, but my hair can cover it, right? And it's hot, and this is perfect for right now because I'm like, I don't want to sweat, right? A makeshift fireplace. Okay, nobody's here to see me like sit and stuff my face, right? I just gotta take a few bites and the stomach doesn't kill over. I probably shouldn't do this with my good clothes on. I hope I don't fuck this up. Okay, we're gonna put that there. When I go for these roles, I'm looking for a position that's not going to be energetically taxing on me, right? So like when I was telling you guys, I'm like, okay, if I go work at the animal hospital, there's pets there, right? Or if I go work, because I mentioned like the hotel or the cafe thing, you're interacting with people, but like it's in a way where it's like there's not too much energy coming at me at once. You know what I mean? I can tell you guys what the pay is for this job. Let's see. I'm gonna be making. You know what I like? Maddie's desk is 3 times bigger than my old one, and the pay is at least a $6 raise for me. What the fuck? Computer's tripping out. I'm blind. What the hell? Yeah, so I was making almost close to $19 before. I'll be making closer to $22.84 if I get it. It'll be closer to $23. I got a good amount of raise here. I can do it. Because all my skills are transferable, right? I can work in any fucking office. It doesn't matter what the office is, right? Warehouse office, law office, employment office. They're all the fucking same, right? I have the skill set to do any of those. That's why when I went to study, I was like, I don't want to lock myself into to one field, right? Because in the situation, because the job market's so shit, in a situation where I need to switch fields, it's going to be difficult as hell if you don't have that skill set, right? So like right now I'm in a good position because I could do anything, right? It just depends on which office wants me there. Because Riley was going over with me, she was because she was talking about, she's like, how does this interview compare with the one I did at the law office and because I did real estate too, but God doesn't want me near like housing stuff for whatever reason. So I knew I wasn't going to get through there. But the lady kept calling me back and I was like, something in my gut is telling me like not here, not now, right? Even though I'm like in this position, not understanding. It's the same thing when I feel the energy and I'm not understanding why. Yeah. I'm gonna be making over $20. Goal is to make because I know how much my dad makes, right? So I want to make at least equal to that or more, right? Just so because people like to throw money in everybody's face, and I was like, you know what, fuck off. You know what I mean? But anyways, if I get it, this is a good position because now I can pivot anywhere I want, right? Because this is like government job adjacent. And then I'll have lots of great references because everybody that comes to talk to me never wants to stop. And I'm like, yo, I don't have time for this. I gotta go. If you need me, shoot me an email. Like, what the hell? Because I told you I'm really good at doing this and not this. Okay, sorry, back to this. What was I doing? If I make enough extra money, I'm gonna go by the grocery store. There's this lady that makes fresh everything. Last time I walked by, she gave me, she's like, the bread's gonna go stale. She's like, have some of the fresh bread. And I was like, this bread's usually really expensive. And I told her this is my first time in there because I usually walk past, right? I'm like, I gotta eat the cheap shit at the grocery store. Can't afford the high-end shit yet. So one day I go in and she just gives me a piece of the bread. I'm like, oh my god, this is the best homemade bread I've ever tasted. Like, bro, like usually when you eat homemade bread, it needs something. But her bread was really good. So I'm like, if I make some extra money, I'm gonna go pay her a visit and pay for the bread, right? Because she did feed me. There's other people like that too, that I've been in situations where like they help me out and I'm like, okay, if I get the money back, I'm gonna go back and help them. This morning when I walked by, I saw the husky again. So I don't know if I'm gonna help those people with taking care of their pets. It depends on how much energy I have because I'm not eating enough to be doing this much exercise. Thursday is my last lesson. So, okay, I gotta talk about this. Maddie always calls me because when I go to see her, did I tell you guys this already? Like, I always have loose threads on me, so she always cuts them for me because she has scissors there, right? We don't have scissors in the house. Well, I had to go get them for other things because I was trying not to waste money, right? So every time I see Maddie, she's like, "You got another loose thread," and then she would cut it for me. So she's always like, that's only a special service she offers me, right? So when I went yesterday for my violin lesson, my teacher called me his VIP student because he said this is only a service we're offering you because on Sundays the store is closed and we had the whole store to ourselves. So he kind of like stretched out the time. Normally he would have kicked me out after half an hour, but we stayed there for a good extra minutes. And I was like, I really feel like I got my money's worth out of that. So he was telling me how impressed he was. He's like, he said the way I'm learning, because I was telling him, I'm like, we're playing Battleship now, and he couldn't stop laughing. He was telling me, because I told him, I'm like, I don't like the way, right? People make everything harder, right? I was telling him, I don't like the way, nobody wants to like, you know, like people are so dead set. They're like, it's been done this way so long, there's no point in doing it another way, even though there are ways to make it more efficient. So, he was telling me, because we were talking about the Battleship thing. Okay, hold on. Finish making your wishes before I like blow this. Three, two, one. I see the smoke now. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm blind. Oh yeah, speaking of which, everybody, like I keep seeing fire everywhere, so I don't know what the hell. Anyways, fire alarm works. I'm glad fire extinguishers work for you guys. Me and Trev have this running joke when we're in the car, he always says seatbelts work, right? Because when he brakes, he's always testing it to see if I'll slam through the windshield, right? There's so much candle left to burn. What the hell? I'm just gonna put it in there because I'm gonna toss this anyways. Yeah, so teacher starts explaining to me because I'm like, oh my gosh, now I gotta do laundry. Fuck. Why is it always such a mess? Did this come off the candle? What the hell? Trying not to mess with my clothes. Yeah, so the teacher's going over with me. Because he's like, I'm basically at like 3 years worth of experience now, right? In less than a month. And he said what I'm learning I should have learned 3 years later, like into it, right? So he said he was impressed. He's like, I didn't expect you to get this far. And then he's explaining to me how he's teaching me, right? Because I was telling him, I'm like, I don't like the way they go about things, right? And the only reason I agreed to take lessons now is if he was open-minded enough to teach me in the way I need him to teach me and not like rigidly, right? Because I told him when I started, I'm like, the goal is to play at least one song, right? So like, because he doesn't know I'm suicidal, right? I can't tell him like, yeah, I can't tell him like, you know, before I die. That's like one of the bucket list things I want to do, right? Okay, I'm gonna light the blue one. No, that was not a two-handed situation. Just I felt like I don't have grip strength right now. Yeah, so he starts talking to me and like nobody would have translated the music for me like that, right? Because I was asking him, I'm like, why he did it that way, and he's explaining it to me. He's like, the way you're learning is very natural, and I was like, what do you mean? He said when you learn language, right, you don't know. Wait, how do I explain this? Because I can't sight read, right? He said he's comparing it to like when you're learning a language, right? Like he said right now, transcribing it that way, like Guitar Hero style, Battleship style, sorry. He said that's like baby speak, right? Because he said it's like learning the words and then make up a sentence. And then he said like the actual sheet music is like a full on essay type thing, right? And he said you can't read at that level yet, right? I'm like, no. So he said it's a very natural way of learning because he said normally they go all in advanced, right? So he said it's good because he said I'm gonna have a good grasp of the basics by the time I get to the end of it. He also said you picked a complicated instrument and you picked an instrumental piece. He said it's easier when you have one with lyrics because then you can follow along rhythmically. Right, so there's a whole bunch of different layers of challenges and I'm surpassing all of them. So he's like I'm his prodigy student, right? And then the fact that we had the whole studio yesterday as his VIP was hilarious. He told me he had to move a couch yesterday and that his mom's like a furniture snob. Right, so Thursday now, because he was telling me when we went in yesterday, he gave me the rest of the music. I don't know if he's gonna give me the rest, but he highlighted it. It looks like candy colors now. We just tied up all the loose ends, right? He gave me stuff to look over. Cause right, my lessons are done now. It's like, what do I do from here type thing. They have the like end of the year concert type thing that they're doing on Thursday, and he really wanted me to go and perform, but I'm like, I don't want to. It's really funny. You should have seen yesterday when I was in the practice room with him. I can play when he's not looking at me because his energy's not directed at me, right? As soon as he looks away and he's doing something else and his energy turns down a little bit, suddenly I can play really well, all right? And he turns and looks at me, he's like, what the hell? Are you nervous? And I'm like, no, it's hard. I can't tell him about the spiritual thing, right? Oh my God. He's like, I know you can play this. It's annoying that you're not playing. So I'm explaining this to Riley and Maddie too, and they're like, Lisa, you have to play. And I'm like, I don't want to. I can't. Energetically, I can't. We also ate candy yesterday. That was fun. So he basically went over the last, like, loose end stuff with me. Like, we finished up with the music. He really wants me to perform. Because he said it's a level 3 type thing and I did it in a month. And he's like, you're my prodigy student. You gotta motivate these other people to come in here. I'm like, oh, bro, I'm not helping you with your clientele. But now he's the only one I can pray. I've been trying to avoid praising a white man, but that's what I have to do now because he's the only one that helped me and get me this far. Because if he had rigid thinking, I wouldn't have gotten this far. I really had to push him because I'm like, okay, like because from my standpoint now I can see where the plot holes are, right? So I'm like, he can help me fill in here. I'm gonna finish burning this, take a few more bites, wash my hands from all the stuff that came off the candles, then I'll grab basket and I'll show you guys, but it's still nerve-wracking to like do that. Cause I'm not up to speed. He just told me, he's like, you're not hitting any notes. And you're doing it well, right? But I'm like, I'm going too slow. I'm going like out of time, right? So I'm like, it's not he told me I really have to focus on my bowing, right? Because I'm focusing here and here, right? And he told me focus here while you're at it. And I'm like, oh God. I know I can make at least $100. I know my value. I could make at least 100, but I don't know about in this economy. Like, what the fuck? Ugh. Yeah, her birthday's tomorrow. I gotta catch up on YouTube right now because I know we're looking at Rise's comeback, and then podcast episodes are out, and then there's Fierce to Fathom. I haven't finished watching. I couldn't get past the couch thing, which was really weird because my violin teacher was telling me about moving couches. I was like, what in the fuck? Okay, it hasn't hit 1 mil yet, so I don't have to worry yet. I can get some sleep in first. Hold on, we gotta look at the track list. Hang on. Oh yeah, and then I've been watching the Tableau Saga, which is hilarious because the part when he's explaining the light stick situation, I was like, that happened to me when I ordered them online because they're like, why is this going through customs? Because they right with the bong situation. Oh my god. So I'm laughing as I'm watching this. Okay, her birthday's tomorrow. I gotta go get food. I'm basically walking to go get food for the whole week. That's like a good portion of my day gone. Then I gotta place these orders. Then I have to send that stuff to Tones. Then I gotta finish talking to you guys. Like, I ain't got time for this. Let's just check the channels while I'm quick here. Oh yeah, and then, oh my god. So I watched Christine's live. Then I went to check my email because I have all of that shit, like, communication coming through. And then I see she's dropping another collection on concert day, and I was like, fuck, Christine, I'm busy that day. Because in my head, because I have to be there for at least 4, takes me an hour to walk there, right? And then I'm like, and it's gonna be a hot day, so I'm like, I kind of want to get ice cream that day too. So I'm like, that's already like from, and I have to get ready, so I'm like, that's basically my whole day. Like, I don't have time to see the new collection. That's why this is here too. I was like, what the heck? Oh, Jay uploaded 47 minutes ago. Sean was a day ago. I'm gonna watch Jay's run through though because they talk so much shit. It's so much fun to watch. Let's see, Case. Yeah, he's playing it too. Everybody's playing it. Or he did it before the others. Jeez, he's always ahead of the curve. And he's trying to break the records. Okay. Oh, who else do I gotta check on? Jumper should be out now, right? We gotta support my boys no matter how stupid they are. Jeez. They're talking about the World Cup conspiracies and the Rothschild stuff, but there's other things going on. Okay, I gotta watch this, but this is like an hour and 13. I'm gonna fall asleep. Okay, back to polish. What's going on here? Christine, what is this? Why? Why did it have to be Thursday? You couldn't have... I'm available every day of the week, but friggin' Thursday. Right? Because I'm gonna go eat basically the whole week. And when I come back, all I want to do is just crash and watch something. Thursday's busy as hell. So when I like wake up midway through Friday, then I'll take a look at this. Okay, I'm gonna play through the air frying live stream. You did really well with the shrimp. I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna watch this and commentate real quick. Am I gonna get copyrighted if I put it up so you can hear what you're saying while I'm like commenting here? Oh, my legs are going numb. What? Okay, done. Before we start on the fire.
They were just getting it was a hot mic. It's probably still. Hello. Hold on, I'm figuring this out.
Okay. Fire energy's done now. Water energy's done. It should be air and earth now. Oh, jeez. Okay, she had technical difficulties at the start because Ben did God knows what to the mic.
Hold on. We're figuring it out. Okay. Perfect. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. What happened between Ben making Lego tulips literally last night with the exact
Tulip
same
season's over.
and this morning?